These are my Chapter 10 test corrections. The first question that I got wrong is number 1. The question, when on the test, I just didn't really understand the wording of the problem, but the question is, write an equation for a graph that is the set of all points in the plane that are equidistant from the point f 0, and the line x is equal to -6. So, first of all, you have to set up the equation, and you have to imagine a graph. If, first of all, this would be your parabola, and your focus would be over 6, 0. So this is 6, 0. Then, your directrix would be equal to x is equal to -6. So you have to imagine a point like equal on this line, and you'd have x, you would have 6y, and then this you wouldn't know, so you'd have xy. Okay, so now you have to use the square, like the distance formula to find your equation. So first of all, you have the square root of x minus 6, because you use these points first, and then minus y is minus 0, because this is your y value, so then it would just be minus y squared. Oh, and that's squared as well. And then you would set this equal to the square root of this set of points, which is 6y, or -6y. So then you have to do x minus a -6, which is equal to +6 squared. And then your y value is equal to y, so it would be like y minus y squared. So you would just have 0. Then, since they're both square root, they're set equal to each other because it cancels out. So then you distribute out to get x squared minus 12x plus 36 minus y squared is equal to x squared plus 12x plus 36. Then you would be able to cancel out the x squared, the 36, so you're left with negative y squared is equal to 12. Then you'd have to add 12x to each side. So you'd have 24x. Then you'd divide by 24 to get x is equal to -1/24 y squared. So that would be the answer to number 1. Then number 2, I just didn't remember how to do a lot of these problems. So the question is, write an equation of a parabola with a vertex at the origin and a focus at -2, 0. So you would have, your focus is -2, 0, so you have to set up an equation of the absolute value of a is equal to 1/4c. And so you have -2, but it's the absolute value, so it's 2. So 2 is equal to 4c. Or you put in 2 for c. So you'd have 1/4 times 2 to have 1/8. But, so then your equation would be x is equal to 1/8 y squared. But it was -2x for your focus, so you would have x, or -2 for your focus, so you would have x is equal to -1/8 y squared. That's your answer for number 2. Then, number 3, I had the right equation, but since the directrix of, first of all, write an equation of a parabola with a vertex at the origin and a directrix of y is equal to 5. So, you would have 5 for your directrix over 1 is equal to 1/4c. So then you cross multiply to get 20c is equal to 1. So that would be the same as 1/20, since your directrix is equal to 5, so you'd have y is equal to 20x squared. But the directrix is equal to 5, meaning that your focus would be at -5. So my problem was I just had this and I didn't put the negative back in. So the equation would be y is equal to -120x squared. Then, number 4. I just didn't know how to do this problem on the test. But first of all, you have to find the directrix and the focus of the graph to kind of to be able to write the equation of the parabola. So first of all, the focus would be 0, 2, because here's the graph. The focus would be 0, 2, because you have to find a point that is equidistant from all the other points. And so then you would have the focus at 0, 2, so the directrix would be at y is equal to -2. So you have x squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to y plus 2 squared. You distribute that out to get x squared plus y squared minus 4y plus 4 is equal to y squared plus 4y plus 4. Then you can cancel out, you keep x squared. You can cancel out the y squared and the 4. So you have x squared minus 4 plus is equal to plus 4y, so you'd add 4y to both sides. So you have x squared is equal to 8y. Divide by 8, y is equal to 1 over 8x squared. Next is number 5, and the question is identify the focus and the directrix of the graph of y is equal to -1/12 x squared. And I got the directrix right, but I didn't get the focus. So the directrix would be y is equal to, first of all, you have to start with doing 1 over 12 is equal to 1 over 4c because it's the absolute value. So you have to find what c would be for these to be equivalent. So you have 4 times 3 is equal to 12, so c would be equal to 3. And that would be your focus, 0, 3, except it's -1/12 from the beginning, but it's an absolute value. So it's -3. So your focus is 0, -3. So your directrix would be the opposite of that, and you would get 3. Next is number 6. It was the exact same kind of problem. I got the vertex right, but I missed the focus and directrix. So the equation is y is equal to 1 over 8 times x minus 2 squared plus 5. So the vertex would be 2, 5, because the -2 would change to 2 and then plus 5. Then you have to do, okay, so here's the equation. So you have 1/8 is equal to 1 over 4c. To get 8, you'd have to have 2, so c is equal to 2. So your focus is 0, 2. And your directrix is the opposite, which is equal to -2. And that is the first part of my Chapter 10 test corrections.